Welcome to Strange Hour Stories, where darkness unveils its secrets. In the dead of night, when the world sleeps, extraordinary tales come alive, weaving a tapestry of enigma and wonder. Here, we gather to explore the untold, the inexplicable, and the chilling. Brace yourself for a journey into the shadows, where reality and fantasy intertwine. With each story, we'll immerse ourselves in a new tale, where ordinary lives collide with the extraordinary, and where the impossible becomes possible. Join us as we venture through the dark alleys of imagination, peering into the depths of the human psyche, and unearthing the secrets hidden within the strange hours. Prepare to be spellbound, to feel the chill run down your spine, and to question what lies beyond the veil of reality. Embrace the unknown, for within the strange hours, extraordinary tales await. Welcome to Strange Hour Stories. I had just started my job, a mere 2 weeks into my journey at the expansive supermarket grocery store nestled in our neighborhood. The job hunt had been tough, with fierce competition making each opportunity a precious find. Thus, I embraced the role that presented itself, eager to dive into the world of employment and collect valuable experience. In those initial days, I swiftly grasped the intricacies of my assigned tasks, executing them with a proficiency that surprised even me. As a member of the diligent cleaning crew, I bore the responsibility of upholding the impeccable standards of the entire building. From the bustling grocery store aisles to the quiet corners of public restrooms and the labyrinthine passages of employee offices, my realm of influence spanned every inch of the establishment. My efforts garnered recognition, and I found solace in the bonds I forged with my fellow staff members. The supervisors, too, treated me with kindness, fostering an environment that felt pleasant and supportive. Yet, a growing unease threaded through my days as my colleagues shared unsettling stories about inexplicable incidents within the store. Admittedly, I had a tendency to let fear take hold in such situations. Despite my co-workers' counsel to brush off these accounts and focus solely on my tasks, a lingering sense of foreboding clouded my thoughts, refusing to disperse. In the beginning, my solitude in the remote corners of the building went unnoticed by any uncanny presence. However, the facade of normalcy shattered on a fateful Saturday afternoon, when the clock struck 6 and the upper floors emptied as employees departed for the day. Alone in a second-floor hallway, engrossed in my cleaning duties, the sound of footsteps echoed behind me. I spun around, expecting to find a co-worker, only to be met by emptiness. The disconcerting feeling quickly subsided, and I dismissed it as my imagination. Returning to my task, I heard the footsteps again, this time closer. A rush of fear enveloped me, as though an unseen observer lingered just behind me. Summoning my courage, I turned to confront the source, only to discover nothing but vacant space. Overwhelmed by dread, I fled downstairs, my heart racing. Confiding in my veteran colleagues about the ordeal, they advised me to let it go, assuring me that no harm would come to me. They encouraged me to grow accustomed to such peculiarities. Still, I voiced my apprehension, my terror palpable. Yet, because I was new to the job, I knew I had to endure and strengthen my resolve. One sunny midday, tasked with cleaning the employee restroom, I stepped into solitude. I quickly started cleaning the cubicles and then moved onto the countertop lavatories. As I worked near the door, I suddenly heard the toilet flush. It flushed on its own accord. Fear gripped me, as I knew I was alone in the restroom at that moment, and I could see if someone entered. Despite my fear, curiosity compelled me to investigate. Summoning my courage, I peered down. To my horror, I saw no feet or any person inside. The fear intensified, and just as I was about to stand up, the toilet flushed again. Unable to withstand the terror, I hurriedly exited the restroom. However, the most chilling encounter unfolded in the elevator from the 5th floor to dispose of the trash. Reluctant riding the elevator alone, I had waited for a companion, only to be left with no choice but to step in solo. Watching the floor numbers tick by, a sudden jolt halted the elevator on the 3rd floor. My anxiety eased, thinking someone had joined me. Yet, the doors revealed an empty corridor, devoid of any presence. Hastily, I pressed the button to close the doors, my heart pounding. A chilling presence to my right caught my attention, paralyzing me with terror. Someone was standing beside me. The presence next to me emitted an unearthly sensation, robbing me of my voice and threatening to send me reeling into unconsciousness. Struggling to steady myself, I focused on the impending arrival of my destination. However, my fear grew as I imagined the elevator malfunctioning, trapping me with the enigmatic figure. Thankfully, that nightmare didn't materialize. I averted my gaze, refusing to meet the figure's gaze, sensing its watchful presence as it remained fixated on the elevator door. When the elevator finally reached the ground floor, I bolted out, leaving 2 employees waiting outside, puzzled by my frightened exit. Once my fear subsided, I recounted the experience to them. They listened attentively but claimed they hadn't seen anyone else in the elevator with me, describing the figure's appearance and clothing. One of the longtime employees mentioned that the attire matched the uniforms from the past in the company. They said the person had died due to an elevator accident, a horrific demise that had torn the person's body apart. Haunted by these incidents, sleep became elusive as unsettling images invaded my dreams. My health deteriorated, and after a month of enduring these unexplainable occurrences, I made the difficult choice to leave the job, unable to bear the weight of the terror any longer. Thank you for joining us on this mysterious journey. We hope you enjoyed this eerie encounter as much as we did sharing it with you. Did this story send shivers down your spine? Hit the like and share button to let us know you want more spine-tingling tales. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a chilling story from us. Join our community of brave souls. Check out our playlist of other mysterious encounters for more hair-raising experiences. Want to share your own eerie encounter? Leave a comment below or send it to the link below, and we'll feature the spookiest stories in our upcoming videos. If you loved this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps us spread the chills to more curious souls. Thank you again for being a part of our eerie community. Until next time, remember, the light of shared experiences can guide us through the unknown. Stay curious, stay brave, and stay eerie. Again, this is Strange Hour Stories.